just amazing how much writing you do when you're creating a book. You're making notes, you're making cards, you're writing, you know, dialogue and creating new dialogue and taking it out. And they're always amazed to see how many notes I make on things. Let me see if Photoshop will work. The computers seem to be behaving themselves. These are actually the first drawings that I started doing of Toby. Before I was looking at doing the book, I was just sketching him as I saw him, sometimes from photographs, sometimes from life, and just trying to capture his expressions. And as you can see, the only one that is happy is this one down here, where he's poking at me. And this was his favourite monkey. This Stans we used to see all the time. He was so scared. So scared. But he has he's much more confident now. This is kind of my rough drawing style when I'm doing a dummy. I try and do really loose things, and they start getting tighter. But I like how loose this is, and I wish it was this loose in the book. But you know, anybody who in the room who is a published illustrator will know that when you're doing finals, you get tighter and tighter. As the deadline gets closer and closer. So this is one of those initial rough pages from the first book. Toby being scared to eat. In fact, he wasn't. We had to feed him in his bed for a long time. He wouldn't get out of his bed to eat. Toby, the boy reading a book about training Toby. Toby cuddling his rabbit. And I like this shot, but it didn't get in the book either. This is still in the book in one of the panels. Toby used to hide on the chairs under the table, and he'd jump from chair to chair to get away from us, and sketches for the covers. So these are kind of really what my thumbnails look like, just really rough. Toby looks like Too Happy, but Too Happy title might get hidden. This image of Toby looking at his ball was on the inside of the book. It was an interior image. And my art director, Anne, said that would be perfect. I think that's one thing that you never get away from. It doesn't matter what kind of book you're doing or different styles. You never get away from your colour sense or from your line work. I feel I've got a lot of different styles in my books in my career so far, but people can always tell the colours and the outlining work. I had to work a lot on getting rid of the stiffness in my figures, and I think that comes with just loosening your line work and just working on making your line work loose. And you think it's going to be easy, but the looser you get, the more you realise you only have one chance to put that line on the paper, and if you don't put it on in the right place, it's kind of ruined. So that's why Photoshop is great also, because you can go in and you can redraw that figure and paste it in on top. And there are a lot of places in Toby where I have redrawn that boy so many times. I hate that boy. I used to have nightmares about drawing him because he would look different, he would look a different age, he wouldn't look like the previous page. And that can be the hardest thing, I think, is getting your characters right. So the one piece of advice I've got is redraw your characters, get some character drawing classes, just really practice on that more than anything else. It may have been a £140 hot press. I think it was lighter. So with Toby, I wanted a smoother finish, so this has no cold press grain in it. It's hot press, smooth surface. And on top of that, then I put the watercolor wash in burnt sienna, which actually does not smudge the pencil, and I don't fix it. Here's a finished piece from the book. So I've gone over, you can still see the texture on the watercolor, you can see my pencil mark